Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it, and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the watch lovingly nicknamed President, after famous as well as infamous owners, those who were statesmen and those who considered themselves to be tantamount to the state. This is the reference 118208 in yellow gold, and it's a P serial number, so made in the year 2000. This was the first year for that generation of the day-date. You can always tell the difference between the late 5-digit and the early 6-digit models because the 6-digit models feature polished lug hoods rather than satin finished. Now the watch on my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, is the classic 36 millimeters that we've seen as the standard day-date since its debut in the mid-1950s. The watch is relatively slim at 12.3 millimeters thick, and two ways to measure it across the wrist. Again, my wrist 16 centimeters to give scale, but the watch measures 43.3 millimeters from lug to lug, and if you include the solid end links of the unusual for this model Oyster Bracelet, then it's still a very reasonable but more substantial 47.7 millimeters. The spacing between the lugs is 20 millimeters, and the timepiece sits easily on a smaller wrist. I would recommend it for wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Now this watch is often nicknamed the President because of its illustrious past ownership. Nevertheless, it is technically the day-date, and it has always been the day-date. But there is a President bracelet that's often associated with this model. It's unusual to see this 3-link sports-style Oyster bracelet paired with the day-date model. It makes the watch a little bit exceptional. Now, polished centers, satin-finished shoulders, polished outer faces, removable links fixed by screws, and here we actually have, rather than an Oyster bracelet, which is common to this bracelet, we have the crown clasp, which is common to the day-date. As you can see, the only sign of the partition point between the two sides of the bracelet is that crown. As a result, you have the most famous individual component of the President bracelet, but you have the somewhat more sporting and masculine mass and presence of the larger link Oyster bracelet. Rolling back to the case, it has always been a handsome, compound curved surface, lithe, athletic, and graceful. This is anything but the sports-style super case seen on the subs, the GMTs, the Sea Dwellers, and the Explorer 2s. Now, where this watch continues to set itself apart is the bezel profile, which you can see is domed in gold rather than the conventional Rolex fluted profile in gold. You'll also appreciate that there is a twin-lock crown screw down on the sides. You know that you're looking at a twin-lock crown on the side here because it's got the 2 dots, signifying that this is a twin-lock crown in gold. Appreciate the fact that with that domed style bezel, the watch has a little bit of a neo-bubble back look as it evokes the somewhat rotund profile of the very first 1930s, 40s, and 50s automatic oyster-cased Rolex watches. Roll to the dial side, you can see it's a lovely sort of champagne, a very light yellow gold with a heavy silver element. There's a stylized railroad track outboard with Roman numerals for each hour index, all applied yellow gold stick index for the hours, and you can see matching yellow gold hands at center, yellow gold Rolex 5-point coronet. It is a double quick set, and as you can see, you can set both the date and the day by turning the crown in opposite directions. There is also a stop seconds mode. Now, all of the P-Series watches were made after the phase-out of tritium at Rolex, so this is a Luminova dial. There will be a lume shot, and underneath the case back, you have a Rolex manufacturer caliber 3155 bidirectional automatic winding with an exceptionally smooth jeweled staff and twin Teflon coated reversing wheels. You can neither feel nor hear this winding system. 48-hour power reserve, 28 8-beat rate, 31 joules. You have the stop seconds, the double quickset, and a sports watch architecture inherited from the basic 3135. So you get a full balance bridge with a free sprung index. All adjustment and regulation is done by Rolex's proprietary Micro Stella variable inertia nuts. Now the system, of course, very shock resistant with the free sprung full bridge architecture, but also very precise, adjusted in 5 positions and certified as a Swiss Chronometer by the COSC. The watch features a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring that allows the watch to keep excellent and consistent time in any orientation on your wrist or dresser at night, and this also assists with earning the chronometer certification. 100 meters water resistant automatic wind, and of course fully loomed. This is actually a sports watch in disguise. A versatile yellow gold sports watch dress watch hybrid. Call it the ultimate all-arounder, and at 36 millimeters wearable all around on almost any wrist. See it and make it yours on the watch box. Rolex Day Date by Night.